Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I can't.
I love that. Amy Cella's standard introduction.
Yes, I love it.
Which
Oh
is
my
a
gosh,
fabulous
I love
thing.
that.
Is there
Catchphrase.
other
I love that.
standard?
That should be the T-shirt. That should be the
Oh
T-shirt.
my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh! Exclamation point!
Singing
Exclamation point!
Sue's safe
Exclamation
and
point!
secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gracious.
Okay, so like the tracks, we could talk about the tracks for an hour, but the post show is not an hour. I loved that. And the thing about this movie is like, I wanted to say, okay, you guys took all the good stuff, but there is
It's not
so
true.
much.
There's so much good stuff.
I know. And okay, so I'll start with great homework to watch the movie again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this was fascinating to me. Talk about observing without condemnation. Like when I started to watch it, I was filled with anxiety because I was like, you got to get it. It's been years since I've watched this, but you got to get it. You got to understand it. You got to. And I'm like, okay. It is to welcome. It is to wonder. It is to worship. It is to work. It is to just sit here and watch the movie and enjoy it. And that's where I thought.
I wonder. I'm just going to interrupt you. I wonder how many of our viewers are having that experience with every assignment we give them.
Because it suddenly becomes an assignment, right? What Pep?
Yeah.
It is.
I've seen a couple of comments where people have like with the Kingfishers Catch Fire, like talking about. Like, I don't get it. This is hard. I don't. Yeah.
And that is the work. And like the sensing, like I kept going back to this week. Okay, we sense and then we make sense, right? And so it is like the work for me initially is to not try to figure it out. That is the work. Like set that aside.
Right.
Just sense it.
Absolutely.
You're going to sense it. There's a price to be paid if we're trying to figure it out. Because we missed the sensing. We're trying to reverse the order. And we cannot do that.
Yeah.
So then when I settled into it and just watched the movie and made some popcorn and thought, let's see what happens. Okay, the harmonica, I totally missed that. That was fabulous. And then Kurt, when you said the beer is the ticket to the music, like
yeah.
So when Andy, which the story of Andy, how he came to have records, albums in the library was fabulous. Yeah. So he's in there. You brought this up, Pep. He's in there. He locks all the doors. He puts, this will make me choke up. He puts the record on the turntable, puts it to the mic, and plays it for the whole prison, right? And then Red's response, I'm going to read Red's response. It's Morgan Freeman. So I'm like, I'm not sure I can read a Morgan Freeman line, but I'm going to read it because his response is, because the piece were included Italian women singing. It was an Italian piece.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I have this quote. It's great.
He says, I have no idea to this day what those two ladies were singing about. Truth is, I don't want to know. Some things are best left unsaid. I like to think they were singing about something so beautiful it can't be expressed in words. It makes your heart ache because of it. I tell you, those voices soared higher and farther than anybody in a gray place dares to dream. It was like some beautiful bird flapped into our drab little cage and made those walls dissolve away. And for the briefest of moments, every last man in Shawshank was free.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I think I've said this before, Mary Chapin Carpenter, I was listening to a podcast and she was asked, like, what does this song mean to you? And she said, I don't want to tell you. I want to know what it means to you. Because if we know, it's like you guys were saying, the restraint that was shown in this piece lets us discover what it means to us. And like Red and that song.
Yeah. By the way, best use of a narrator in a movie ever.
Oh,
First of all, it's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
But the writing was so good. Yeah. Kurt, you were going to say something.
It just reminds me of how, again, like Freeman's that quote, this sense that beauty doesn't beauty does not, like, per Mary Chapin Carpenter, not only does beauty not want us, it does not, beauty doesn't want to tell us what it means. It's not, but it also does not want to us to be forced to get it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty doesn't come to us with the expectation that we are going to get it, that we're going to understand it. It comes to us and meets us as we are able to meet it. Right? Rothko does not sit here on my wall and expect to be understood. Mm-hmm. It's present. And this is, again, oh my gosh, this is Genesis 1, verse 2, over and over. God hovers. God hovers, and then he speaks. God does not have expectation that the chaos is going to like shape up. Mm-hmm. God does not come to the chaos and expect us to understand him, to get it right. God wants us to anticipate that when he comes, he's wanting us to engage with him, to be as curious with him, about him, as he is about us. And he's not expecting us to get it all figured out before, we watch the movie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He does place demand, like the demand of engagement. Like his demand is like, well, the only way that I can be in the world is for you to engage with me. Like, it's not, that's the demand. The demand is kind of like the demand that gravity places on us, right? It's just the way the world is. And like, we are either going to have to like get along with it according to its terms, or we're going to fall down and skin our knees. And so in that way, yes, it places demands on us in some way, but not in the ways that we think it does. And so the restraint of what it means to just hover and then speak and bring order and purpose. It's like Morgan Freeman's voice. It's like the restraint that the director is displaying with the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
What a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while, I think, since I've been as impacted by a movie as I am by this. And I was so glad, because I hadn't watched it in a while. Mm-hmm. I was so glad that, because sometimes a movie can disappoint.
Yeah.
But real art lasts the test of time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this thing really stands the test of time. I mean, it's as I enjoyed it as much, if not more, this time than the very first time I saw it.
Mm-hmm. I think I enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
More life. It's been lived.
Yeah. More life has been lived. Yeah. It was great.
What else, Aim? Anything else?
Let me,
what he really means is, what about what I said?
Yeah, what about what I had said?
I'm kidding.
Oh, this was
no, you're not.
Andy,
no, you're not. I know.
This was my question, and it was my. Yes. I mean, yes. Okay, so when Andy created, when he was telling Red, or he was telling somebody that he had created a fake person, like that he was going to make
Red in the library. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then it was like, well, no, that's not a fake person. It is a fake person, but to see that it was totally used for something other than what he was saying there. Do you know what I mean?
There was a surprise for sure.
Yeah.
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 It was good, guys.
It was great. Well,
next week.
Yes. All good things must be paused until next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Bye.